Ladies, if you are approaching 80, or perhaps you've already stepped into that season of life, this message is truly for you. Because once you cross that milestone, 5 things begin to happen to your body, to your mind, and to your everyday life. And the truth is, they happen whether you like it or not. Now, I know that sounds a little heavy, maybe even unsettling. But here's the thing. Most older women are not prepared for these changes. They don't see them coming. And what makes it worse? It's not something your doctor sits you down and warns you about. It's not something your children bring up at the dinner table. It's not even something you'll find in those glossy health magazines. Instead, it sneaks up quietly. And one day you wake up and realize, oh my goodness, this is really happening to me. That's why I want to talk to you today. Because this is not about fear, and it's not about doom. This is about truth. The kind of truth that sets you free. Because when you know what's coming, you can prepare for it. You can face it head on, and you can stay in control of your golden years. For those who don't know me yet, I'm Lady Karen, and here on Insightful Senior, I share honest, practical advice for women like you. Women who want to live healthier, safer, and more confident lives as they grow older. And let me tell you, today's video is one you cannot afford to click away from. Because these 5 things, they are guaranteed to show up once you cross 80. Some are physical, some are emotional, and one in particular, especially the last one I'll share, might shock you. It's the one change almost no woman sees coming, but every woman feels once it's here. So stay with me until the very end. Because I promise you, this could change the way you see the years ahead of you. But before we dive in, I need a quick favor from you. Hit that like button right now. Why? Because when you do, YouTube shows this video to more senior ladies just like you. And I can tell you, somebody out there is sitting at home today feeling alone, confused, maybe even a little scared about what she's going through. Your one click could be the reason she gets this message and finds comfort. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Tell me, if you're over 80, what has been the biggest surprise for you about aging? Was it something physical, something emotional, something nobody ever warned you about? Share your story, because I read every single comment. And believe me, your words might be exactly what another woman needs to hear today. All right, let's talk about these 5 brutal truths. And listen, I call them brutal, not to scare you, but because they're honest. And sometimes the truth stings a little, but it also sets you free. The first one is physical energy decline. Even if you're in good health, you'll notice that fatigue creeps in faster than it used to. What you could once do in a morning might now take your whole day. Maybe walking across the grocery store feels like a small marathon. Maybe standing at the stove to cook a full meal leaves you ready for a nap. It's not weakness, it's biology. Your body simply doesn't recover as quickly, and the energy tank runs lower than it did at 60 or 70. This fatigue is more than just feeling tired. It's a silent setup for falls. And falls are not small accidents anymore. They're the #1 reason women over 80 end up in the emergency room. One wrong step, one moment of weakness, and suddenly you're facing broken bones or months of painful recovery. The second truth is memory and cognitive shifts. Now, I'm not talking about dementia here. I'm talking about everyday forgetfulness that becomes more noticeable. You put down your glasses and can't remember where. You walk into the kitchen and forget why you went there. Names that once came instantly now take a little longer to surface. It can be frustrating, sometimes even embarrassing. But it's part of the aging process your brain naturally goes through. This forgetfulness, while seemingly harmless, can make you a prime target for financial scams. Scammers know how to confuse, how to pressure, how to rush. One moment of distraction and your savings can disappear. The third truth is shrinking social circles. This one is emotional. Over time, friends you've known for decades may pass away. Others move into assisted living, or their families take them far from the neighborhood. And even family, your children, grandchildren, they're busy, they're working, they're raising kids of their own. You suddenly find yourself with fewer phone calls, fewer visits, fewer familiar faces in your daily routine. That emptiness, that's one of the hardest adjustments women over 80 face. Loneliness on the surface might look like nothing more than empty afternoons or quiet evenings, but it digs deeper. Studies show it raises the risk of depression, yes, but it also increases the risk of heart disease, memory decline, and even a shorter lifespan. It's not just sadness, it's a health risk hiding in plain sight. The fourth truth is increased vulnerability. This one is both physical and emotional. Physically, you're more prone to accidents, falls, small infections, sudden health scares. But it doesn't stop there. Emotionally, seniors over 80 are the #1 targets for scammers. They look for women who appear trusting, kind, or maybe just a little too polite to hang up the phone. That sense of vulnerability can be frightening, because it makes you realize the world sees you differently than it did before. Women over 80 grew up in a different world where trust was a foundation. That trusting nature is beautiful, but it also makes you more vulnerable today. The sad truth is not everyone has good intentions. Scammers, pushy salespeople, even certain professionals, they see seniors as easier to persuade. And then we come to the fifth truth, perhaps the hardest one of all, a shift in identity. For many women over 80, there's this quiet, unspoken feeling of becoming invisible. You walk into a store and the clerk looks past you. You go to a doctor's office and they address your daughter instead of you. Society has a way of overlooking older women as though your story has already been written. And yet inside, you know, you are still you. You still have wisdom, fire, and experiences worth sharing, but it doesn't always feel like the world sees that anymore. This emotional toll can be deeply unsettling. So what can you do How do you face these changes without feeling powerless? The truth is, you have more control than you might think. It's about making small, steady choices that protect you day after day. First, a simple $5 fix. Invest in a bright nightlight for your bedroom, hallway, or bathroom. This one tiny purchase can save you from a fall in the middle of the night, the #1 danger for women over 80. Second, build a daily routine for your memory. Write down your appointments, your medications, even simple to-do lists, and keep them in one visible spot. Don't rely on memory alone. A small notebook by the phone or a calendar on the wall can take the stress off your mind and give you peace of mind each day. Third, schedule a weekly social check-in. Don't wait for your children or grandchildren to call. Pick up the phone yourself. Reach out to a friend, a neighbor, or someone you trust. Better yet, arrange a short visit, even if it's just sitting together over a cup of tea. That regular connection is powerful medicine against loneliness. Fourth, protect your finances. Be cautious. Verify unexpected calls or emails. Never give out personal information over the phone unless you initiated the call. By treating your well-being as your priority, you're protecting not just your body but your independence too. These steps might sound simple, but when you put them together, they create a strong shield. A shield that lets you face your 80s not with fear, but with confidence. Now, let's be real. Even with the best habits and the strongest intentions, things still happen. And when they do, the way you respond can make all the difference. So, here's a simple emergency action plan, step by step. First, if you fall, don't try to be strong and brush it off. Don't tough it out. Call 911 right away and then call a trusted contact. Second, if you're scammed, it happens faster than you think, and it can happen to anyone. The moment you realize it, call your bank immediately. Get those accounts frozen before more damage is done. Then report it to your local authorities. Third, if loneliness or depression creeps in, don't keep it bottled up. Tell your doctor openly. Let them know what you're really feeling. There are programs, senior groups, and even hotlines designed just for older adults. You are not a burden. And fourth, if you notice memory slips, write them down. Keep a small notebook where you record when it happens and what you forgot. Share it with your family and bring it to your doctor early. The sooner you speak up, the more support and treatment options you'll have. And here's my biggest encouragement to you. Don't give up if the first answer you hear is, "That's normal." You deserve to be heard. You know your body better than anyone else. If one person doesn't listen, keep speaking until someone does. Your health, your safety, and your peace of mind are worth fighting for. So let's bring it all together. Once a woman crosses into her 80s, these 5 brutal truths start to show themselves. Your physical energy declines. Your memory and focus shift. Your social circle begins to shrink. your vulnerability increases. And perhaps hardest of all, your sense of identity can start to feel invisible. These changes are real, and they can feel heavy. But here's the good news. You are not powerless. Most of these challenges can be managed, softened, and even turned around with awareness and small daily habits. Simple things like writing things down, reaching out to a friend, staying alert to scams, and keeping your home safe. Tiny steps add up to big protection. And if you do nothing else today, do this one thing tonight. Turn on a nightlight. It sounds so small, but that little glow could save you from the #1 danger women over 80 face: a fall. One tiny light could protect your independence. Now, before you go, I'd love for you to stay connected with me here. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to Insightful Senior for more honest, practical conversations about aging. Hit that like button to spread awareness, because you never know which woman out there might desperately need this message today. And finally, share with me in the comments what has been the most unexpected change you faced after turning 80. Your story could be the very thing another woman needs to hear. Remember this: you are not invisible, you are not alone, and your best years still hold value, meaning, and wisdom the world needs. So stay strong, stay prepared, and keep shining.